You see all of these SMMA gurus running ads all over the internet with these crazy guarantees, including me. But the question is, can they actually deliver? The offers that agency owners are currently running are getting absolutely ridiculous. So it's time to tell the truth once and for all. Are they straight up scamming business owners, or can they actually back it up? In today's masterclass, I'm going to show you exactly how we were able to guarantee results for our agency for years and actually deliver. This is a full service delivery masterclass going over strategies that I've never shared before. In fact, I'm going to be giving away 7 of my best frameworks that you can implement instantly to start getting your clients crazy results and actually deliver on your promise. If you've ever been hesitant to run a guarantee, this video is for you. Or if you just want to make your clients a ton of money, then this video is also for you. If you learn exactly what I'm about to share with you in this video, your agency will print you money and it will print your clients money as well. For example, when we launched our 20 patients in 60 days guarantee for Atlas Digital, we had a 95% success rate and it made us millions. That means that 19 out of every 20 clients got the results that they were promised. With that in mind, I'm going to show you exactly how to build a guarantee for your SMMA and actually deliver. Because when your prospects are guaranteed to make money with your service and you are confident that you can get them the promised results, they are much more likely to buy. With that said, sit back, take out a notepad, and let's dive in. All right, guys, so we're going to go over how to guarantee client results and actually deliver. Before we dive in, though, I've got 2 warnings for you guys. Warning number 1, before diving in, I want to make sure that you guys know how to run ads and know the basics of service delivery. So if you haven't seen this video right here, definitely go and watch that. It shows you how to set up ads, how to set up Go HighLevel, and really how to build out the marketing machine to start getting your clients amazing results. And what we're going to be covering today is a little bit more advanced, so make sure you watch that video first. And also watch this second video right here, which is the only SMMA service delivery guide you'll ever need. We break down how to set up the ads, how to set up Go HighLevel, and we do it all for a specific niche. So the first video kind of gives you a 30,000 foot view. The second video goes over it for a specific niche that you can literally copy and paste. So make sure to watch those videos before diving in. The next warning, this is going to be a longer one. So, get ready for it. The biggest misunderstood secret about client results that will fix your service delivery forever is that getting your clients better results has less to do about how good your marketing system is and how good they are as business owners and entrepreneurs. You see, most people try to improve the marketing system. They're like, oh, how do we get them more leads? How do we use AI to follow up with their leads and get them to schedule? How do we implement a call center so that they never have to do anything and all of the work is done for them? This is one of the biggest mistakes that agency owners make. If you actually look back at my agency, we got chiropractors some of the craziest results. I made chiropractors tens of thousands of dollars, and guess what? We only used lead forms sent to a spreadsheet without Go HighLevel for years. So before Go HighLevel came out, before people had call centers, all we would do is generate a lead through the Facebook ad on a lead form, zap it to a spreadsheet, and tell the clients to pick up the phone and start dialing. So why is it that our clients got such amazing results when our marketing system was so basic? Well, here's the truth. Let's say that your marketing system, your ads, Go HighLevel, your funnels, all that, your automations are a 7 out of 10. Let's say that they're really they're good. They're not the best. Let's say they're 7 out of 10. And you put in all this time, all this effort to make it an 8.5 out of 10. So you install a conversational AI to follow up with the leads. You build out an ISA. You build out a call center. You do all of these things to improve your marketing system. But it's a lot harder to make improvement because it's already a 7 out of 10. So let's say you get it from a 7 out of 10 to an 8.5 out of 10. At that point, you've only increased by 1.5 points, right? Whereas let's say that your client sucks at business. Their mindset is awful. They're bad at follow-up. They're bad at sales. They're bad at understanding marketing. They're bad at even their own service delivery. And you guys know which clients I'm talking about. They're closed-minded. They don't really understand how to play the game of business. They don't like to call their leads. They just want you to do everything, and they just show up and close the deals even though they suck at closing. That's most clients. So most clients are just bad business owners. They're bad entrepreneurs. They're a 2 out of 10. So let's say that you take a client that's a 2 out of 10 at business and you train them on sales. You set better expectations. You hold them accountable. You do all these things to help them improve as a business owner, and you take them to a 6 out of 10. Well, now you've jumped up by 4 points. So you got almost 3 times more improvement by helping your clients get better at being good business owners than by you trying to improve your marketing systems and making them the best in the world. Now, I'm not saying that you guys shouldn't try to improve your marketing systems. You absolutely should. But here's the secret. Getting your clients amazing results comes down to 2 things. Number 1, how good your product is and how good your clients are at everything that happens after you get them the appointment. But most agencies only focus on the first part. They don't focus any energy on helping their business owners or helping their clients be better business owners so that when you generate leads, when you generate appointments, they actually make money with them. So again, for most of you guys, the solution to lead quality and service delivery and client results is going to come down to better expectations, educating your clients, training them to be better entrepreneurs, not actually improving lead quality, not actually improving the system, the marketing. Most businesses are not good at business. You guys have to really take this lesson in. And marketing alone won't solve that. It actually might make it worse. If you send a business owner who's really bad at business a lot of leads, you're going to overwhelm them. They're not going to know what to do with it. And they're not going to be able to actually make money. And then they're going to blame you, even though your system might be perfect. Like your marketing guys might be unreal. You guys might have your ads dialed in, go HighLevel dialed in. You're doing all this crazy shit with AI and it's amazing. But if the client sucks and they don't get a crazy ROI, they're going to blame you. And then you're going to be like, oh my God, I need to make my product better. And then you go in and you tweak it and you optimize it. And at that point, maybe it's an 8.5, you're trying to get it to a 9. And the business owner is still a 2 out of 10. So it's our responsibility as an agency owner to do whatever it takes to fill that gap. The more that you can take ownership over your client's success from start to finish and help them win, the more likelihood they're actually going to succeed. And this is what we did at Atlas Digital. This is what we do with Agency Lab. And this is what I do in all of my businesses. Even though I'm only responsible for one element of their entire sales process, which in this case, it would be marketing and running ads and setting up automations for chiropractors, I also mentally told myself, my responsibility is to make them money. So if that means that I also have to help them get better at sales, if that means that I also have to help them build a better mindset, then I will do that. So with that in mind, today, I'm going to share with you guys 7 frameworks that you guys can implement immediately to help your clients be better business owners. Because again, if you send them all these leads, all these appointments, even live transfers, and they don't know how to close, they don't have a process, they're going to blame you. So we're going to help you guys fix that problem so that you can say, hey, I'm going to guarantee you 5 new patients, because you know exactly what needs to happen to get them 5 new patients, and then you're going to hold them accountable to doing those things. So framework number 1, the launch call. Having an amazing launch call with the goal of educating the client, training the client, setting really good expectations early on, addressing objections about the system early, and kicking things off on an amazing note is going to do wonders, because you are starting the relationship off on a really strong note with very good expectations about what they have to do in order to succeed. If you don't set expectations right from the beginning and train and educate your clients, there's no amount of marketing wizardry that's going to increase your lead quality and get your clients crazy results. So I'm going to actually share with you guys the exact launch call presentation that we would give our account managers when training them on how to set expectations. And I'll go through a little bit of it. Now, keep in mind, this launch call presentation is written out word for word because it was a training version. It was the one that we would give to our account managers so that they would learn how to set expectations. But the good news for you guys is you can literally go through it and see exactly what it takes to set expectations. So let's see. So here's how the ads work. We evaluate the success of the ads on a 2-week cycle, and we think about it like investing in the stock market. But as you can see here over time, it goes up. Even though there's some ups and downs, what we're looking for is that it goes up over time. So if you get a ton of leads or appointments or inquiries one week and then get zero the next, or if it dies out for 2 to 3 days, most chiropractors are like this guy, freaking out. And they're telling themselves everything's fine, but deep down, they're freaked out. And this is us. We're hanging out. We're drinking a margarita. We're going to the spa because we know everything is okay and there's nothing to worry about. It's all part of the process. We've had clients go from 0 inquiries in a whole week to 19 inquiries in 48 hours. And guess what? Dr. John, your stomach is going to drop and emotionally it's going to feel like a roller coaster. But you have to remember the stock market analogy and remind yourself that Facebook ads work in trends. It's not a straight line up. It's an up and down process. And as long as we're going up over time, that is all that matters. So hang tight, be patient, give us at least 1 week for things to kick in and for us to make optimizations and be more like this guy on the beach. And remember, we look at the ads every 48 business hours and we're always on it. So let us worry about it. That's what you're paying me, Dr. John, for me to worry about it so you don't have to. So guys, that's obviously me doing the launch call presentation live to give you guys an example of the kind of expectations that I'm setting with clients to educate them, to train them, to get them mentally prepared for what's about to come so that they actually succeed with my system. So this presentation goes over everything. What to do if leads are low quality, how to close the leads, how to actually get results, what the winning mindset is. It goes over everything. So, for example, the sales process, moving from referral-based growth to advertising-based growth might make you feel like the lead quality is low, but you must remember they are not low quality. They are human beings and you have an amazing opportunity to change their lives. They're just in a different state of the buying process. These are people that actively put in their name, email, phone number, and sometimes even filled out a full application over the internet. When's the last time you did that? Probably not often. And when you do it, it's because you're actually interested. And the reason why I share this is because these people want to come in and experience the power of chiropractic care, and we have an opportunity to change their life. They just haven't been pre-qualified and pre-framed for your services like leads from a trusted referral. So whereas a referral may be a 10 out of 10 ready to go as soon as they walk in, leads from the internet might be a 5 out of 10, and they're going to need a little bit more warming up. So I literally go through, guys, and set all of the expectations about what is going to happen, how to succeed, and how they can be mentally prepared to win. So that's the first thing. I really have a strong launch call to make sure that, again, I'm educating the client on the process, I'm training the client, I'm setting expectations early, I'm addressing objections about the system, and I'm kicking things off on an amazing note. So you guys can go through that on your own time. I'm going to link it. This whole Google Doc will be linked below the YouTube video, so you'll have access to all this, and within that, you'll be able to access that launch call. I highly recommend you go through it and implement a launch call for your clients. So again, that was the training wheel version. Eventually, we condensed it, and our account managers had more talking points and bullets as opposed to word for word. But to get started, you can absolutely just go word for word. All right, framework number 2, the expectations agreement and contract. You want to make sure that your clients sign an expectations agreement to hold them accountable to doing what they need to do in order to succeed. And like I said, to over-deliver, I'm going to be giving it away right now for free. So let's dive in. I'll show you exactly what the expectation agreement looks like. So Atlas Digital Client Success Agreement. Atlas Digital guarantees 20 new patients in the door within the first 60 days, or you will get a full 100% refund of your full investment. In order to qualify for this guarantee and ensure your success, the client must be following our client success system. So first things first, are you willing to call the leads within 5 minutes of business hours? If not, call immediately upon opening. Yes, I will. Are you willing to follow up at least 5 times total per lead over 10 days, 2 times per day? And are you willing to double dial each time? Yes, I will. Are you willing to have at least one dedicated front desk staff member for following up with leads and working with our team to succeed with this system? Yes, I will. Are you willing to get back to our team within 24 business hours if we reach out with a request to improve your results? Are you open to meeting with our team for optimization sessions and following the recommended optimization protocol to improve your overall success? Are you willing to follow our marketing system to a T without making it your own unless we approve the modifications? By the way, guys, most of you guys are changing your offers based on what the client wants. You're building this marketing system in a way that might not even work because the client's telling you to change all these things. So we make it so that the client needs to agree to following our system unless we approve the modifications if they want to qualify for the guarantee. Are you willing to spend a minimum of $50 per day in ad spend? And are you willing to have 20 new patient slots every single week? So I've essentially reverse engineered what it takes for them to actually hit the guarantee. if I do my job and get them the marketing, get them the leads, get them the appointments, and then they do their job of following all of these rules, then if they don't hit the guarantee, that's on me. But if they do everything, if I do everything and they don't, then they don't qualify. So this is one of the big hacks to be able to guarantee results. If you know exactly what your client needs to do in order to qualify for the guarantee, then all you have to do is put this into an agreement where they are essentially saying, hey, if I don't do these things, I don't qualify. And if I do these things, I do qualify. So what you guys are going to want to do is actually have them click on this Google form and physically go through and check it off. Because if you have them go through and check it off, they're going to be much more mentally committed to actually doing it. And they're going to know, oh shit, this is what I got to do if I want to qualify for this guarantee. So make sure that you have them go through that expectations agreement and sign it. The other thing that you're going to want to do is add all of these contingencies to your contract so that they are legally signing that they are willing to do those things in order to qualify for the guarantee. Now, the tricky part when you're starting out is if you don't know exactly what your clients need to do in order to get this outcome, it might take some tweaking for you to really nail it down. And this is why I highly recommend people start with free trials, test drives, performance-based offers as complete beginners so that you can learn, hey, if my client does this, they get results. If my client doesn't do this, they don't get results. For example, I didn't come up with these rules. I actually had one of our highest performing clients, Dr. Jen and Dr. Brian, help me come up with these rules based on what they did with our system at Atlas Digital to get amazing results. So ideally, you guys don't even have to think about this. You just have your highest performing client telling you, yeah, this is what we're doing. We follow up like 20 times. And you could work with them and they'll tell you, hey, this is exactly what needs to happen for future clients to actually hit the guarantee. So you guys are going to want to have an expectation agreement that they go through and check off and sign. And you want to have an actual legal contract that says, hey, if you want to qualify for this guarantee, you must be willing to do these things. All right, framework number 3, you want to create your skin in the game system. One of the greatest discoveries that I made with my agency is seeing how many issues were solved by simply getting people to pay something before the appointment. My show-up rates were fixed, my lead quality was fixed, client happiness was fixed, and we ended up making it mandatory for our clients to take payment. So eventually, we even changed the contract and the expectations agreement to say, hey, Mr. Client, you must be willing, and essentially you have to take prepay every single time you get someone on the phone. You have to go for getting the credit card. And if you don't qualify for the guarantee. That's how we were able to get 20 patients in the door in 60 days because we knew that if we generated X amount of appointments, X amount of phone calls between the lead and the doctor, and they followed our prepay script to a T, they would get about 10 patients every 30 days, if not more. So you want to have a skin in the game system to really ensure people follow through. So for example, if you're doing a free consult, even if you take $1 to hold their spot and then you tell them, hey, if you don't show, there's a $50 no-show fee, that right there psychologically will get someone to show up. If you have a voucher, for example, you could say for the $21 voucher, you actually have to pay in advance, so on and so forth. So if you're not in a niche that would work with prepay, I would ask myself this question. How can you get some sort of commitment before the appointment? Again, the key is to get skin in the game. So just ask yourself, what is the simplest and easiest tweak that I need to make that would help my clients' leads get some skin in the game? If you're working in the solar niche, if you're working in the real estate niche, those don't really have a paid appointment. So what I would ask you is, what are some things that you can come up with to get your clients' leads to have some skin in the game? If you can crack the code on that, your lead quality, your show-up rate, your follow through from lead to close is going to go up. So keep asking that question until you stumble upon your own prepay type of solution for your own niche. So with that in mind, here's a video that goes over exactly how we get payment over the phone. And we actually have a call recorded live where it shows us taking prepay over the phone with one of our clients' leads. So definitely check that out. In the description of that video, we also give you the script and the actual recording so you could easily access it. So that's framework number 3. You're going to want to have some sort of system to increase the output between lead to close. All right, moving on. Framework number 4, you want to secret shop your clients. Again, this is all about helping your clients be better business owners and helping them be better entrepreneurs. How can you do that if you don't know what they're doing? For example, if you ever set up a sales team or you have a closer, you're going to want to do daily sales call reviews where you actually listen to their sales calls and give them feedback. But how can you do that with a client if you don't know what they're doing? Well, the easiest way to make that happen is to secret shop them. So if a client complains about lead quality, about your system, about anything, what I want you guys to do is collect ammo. I want you to actually have leverage. I want you to be able to say, well, Dr. John, we secret shopped you guys and you didn't call us back. You didn't follow our script. And we even tried calling a few days later and you did pick up and you didn't go for the prepay. So how do we expect to get the results here if you're not willing to improve on those things? So the easiest way to do this is you can either secret shop them by pretending to be a lead and documenting the whole process. So you could literally opt in with a fake name, fake email, fake phone, and then your phone number, or maybe a HighLevel phone number. Or you can send a quality assurance text to the client's leads that you have access to, which works like magic. So the way that it works is that instead of pretending to be a lead, you're going to text the lead themselves and see if they're low quality for yourself. So again, one way is to secret shop, pretending to be a lead and seeing what the client does. But you also can reach out to the leads you're generating and see for yourself if these leads are low quality. And if you can get them booked, if you can get them scheduled, then now you have ammo to go back to your client and be like, look, I called some of the leads. I was able to book them. I was able to take prepay. These leads are fine. You guys are just not following the process the way that we talked about way back when on that launch call, where we told you exactly what needed to happen. As you guys know, you signed that expectation agreement saying that you're willing to follow our prepay system, you're willing to call the leads, and you guys aren't doing so. So this is where we really need to focus on improving. Again, helping the business owner get better at business by holding them accountable, by teaching them, hey, this is what's actually required in order to succeed, and less about you improving your marketing system and making it perfect, because it's already really fucking good for most of you guys. So we're going to secret shop them by either pretending to be a lead or pretending to be a quality assurance team member and actually reaching out to the lead. So here's what you could do. You could say, hey, John, I'm one of the team members at Denver Chiropractic. How was your experience? Just checking in to make sure everything went well. Well, if this lead tells you, oh, I never got a phone call, or, I never heard back, then you know the client is not doing their job. And you could even be like, hey, would it be okay if I call you real quick to hear more? You can call the leads after they've interacted with your client and see what they have to say. And you could record this call for quality assurance and bring it back to your client. So really there's 3 ways. You can either pretend to be a lead and put your client on the spot by secret shopping them. You could be a quality assurance agent reaching out to your client's leads and getting feedback from the leads. Or option number 3 is you can just, as soon as the lead comes in, you could actually test your own system for yourself and see what the holes are. So if you're like, I don't really know if these leads are good, you can always call and text your own clients' leads and see for yourself if they're bad quality. See for yourself if you can go through, a prepay process and take payment. And let's say that you do, you could literally write down their credit card and not even charge them. It's more of a psychological thing. So that's framework number 4. You want to secret shop your clients so that you can hold them accountable. Because if you don't know what they're doing, if you don't know where they're messing up or where you might be messing up too, then you can't improve it. Framework number 5. This is one of the easiest way to get your clients much better results, yet it is probably the thing that most people don't do. And that is increasing ad spend. Now, this is one of the simplest ways to immediately start collecting more ad spend. When a client closes, you're going to tell them, hey, there's 3 options. Good, which is the minimum that we will let you go. It's the lowest we'll let you go, and that's $60 a day. Better, this is the option that most people take, and that's $80 a day. And best, this is our highest performing clients. They're spending $100 a day. And you could even say, and if you want to be number 1, we can even double that. So now you're pretty much saying to them, hey, if you want to be the best, go up in ad spend. You're essentially attaching how much ad spend to their status and how they perceive themselves. Now, most people don't want to be the lowest. Most people go for the middle. And now most of your clients are going to be spending either $80 a day or $100 a day. So I assume most of you guys are only getting about $50 a day. So now you're almost doubling the amount of ad spend that you're getting just with this one tweak. And you guys can even increase these. You could change this to 150, 160, right? And here's why this is so important. I want to teach you guys how results scale. This is going to be a lot of math, so hang in. If your client pays you $1,500 for your management fee and $1,000 in ad spend, and you're able to generate 20 appointments at $50 per appointment, and assume they close 5 at $1,500. So for example, let's say you're working with a chiropractor or a dentist, they close 1 patient on Invisalign, they collect $1,500, or they close 1 patient on a long-term adjustment care plan, they close it for $1,500, so they collect $7,500 at a 25% close rate. That means that they've invested a total of $2,500 for you and for the ad spend, and they've gotten back $7,500. So they netted $5,000 at a 3x ROAS. Again, I know that's a lot of math, so feel free to go back and watch that part again. Now, let's imagine that they still pay the $1,500 management fee, but you have tripled their ad spend. So they went from spending about $33 a day to now spending $100 a day. Let's say that because you raised ad spend, appointment costs go up. That's pretty normal. You raise ad spend, appointment costs go up. So let's say they go up by 30%, which is pretty conservative. So with $3,000 in ad spend, you're able to generate 46 appointments, which totals at $65 per appointment. In this scenario, assuming they have the same close rate, which I don't know why it would change, so 25% close rate, they're able to close 11 at the same price, $1,500, so they're able to collect $16,500. Under this scenario, they were all in $4,500, so they were in almost 2 times as much money on the front end. But on the back end, they made $16,500 and netted $12,000. So they actually netted more than 2 times as much as the first scenario at a 3.66x ROAS. So one of the simplest ways for you to make it instantly easier for yourself to hit the guarantee is to have more ad spend to play with. You'll have more room for error. You'll have more room for testing. You'll have more room to actually get them enough at-bats to actually close some deals. So if you guys want to deliver on your guarantee, one of the easiest levers to pull that you could just start doing right now is to ask for more ad spend. In fact, I would go back to your clients and ask them for more ad spend. So again, if you want to promise 20 patients in 60 days, ask yourself how much ad spend is actually going to be required in order to hit that. If that's $3,000 a month in ad spend, then ask for $3,000 a month. And better yet, ask for a little bit more and build some wiggle room. Ask for $4,500 a month in ad spend. If it costs you $10,000 to generate 20 patients in 60 days, then ask for a little bit more than that. Instead of trying to bend the rules of reality within marketing and finding this crazy way to deliver on the promise with very little resources, get really honest about what it actually takes from a financial investment standpoint and reverse engineer your system so that it requires that amount of ad spend so that you actually feel confident in hitting the guarantee. So I know that's a lot of words. All I'm trying to say is if you need about $5,000 to hit the guarantee, make sure that you ask for $5,000 in ad spend to hit the guarantee, add it to your expectation agreement, add it to your contract, and add it to your launch call, and you could even explain why you asked for that much. All right, last 2 frameworks, and then I got a surprise for you guys at the end. Framework number 6, the success process. This is one of the most important pieces of helping your clients become better entrepreneurs. You want to take ownership over the entire process of what it takes for your clients to get an ROI from start to finish. Here's how to do it. You're going to go find your highest performing client and offer them a trade or some sort of compensation or payment to help you out. And if you don't have a high performing client just yet, I would go and try to find one of the most successful people in your niche and offer them compensation or a trade, or tell them, hey, I'll do marketing for you for free for a long, long time. You guys are going to have to get creative with it and find a way to find this person. For me and Atlas Digital, at first, we partnered with Dr. Hillary and Dr. Topher. They were our first ever chiropractor client. Then eventually we partnered with Dr. Jen and Dr. Brian, who were our most successful chiropractor client. And then eventually we partnered with Dr. CJ, who was a 7-figure chiropractor and one of the most successful chiropractor coaches in the world. And they were the ones helping us build the success process. Now, here's what you're going to do. You're going to interview them on their entire follow-up and sales process and record it as a masterclass. And I want you to have them go through it in major detail. I want you to probe. I want you to ask questions. I want this to be like a 3 or 4 hour masterclass where you ask literally everything. What's your script? What sort of objections do you normally get? How do you handle those objections? What makes you guys different from every other person using the system? What is the mindset that you go into calling these leads? What sort of team do you have in place? I want you to get really clear on what the most successful people in your niche or what the most successful clients that you have are doing in order to succeed with your system. Because this is right here, the hardest part of an agency owner. You don't actually know what it takes in order to succeed with your system after you generate the lead or after you generate the appointment. You're leaving it 100% on the client. So if the client sucks, then they're not going to get good results. So what we have to do is find someone, ideally someone who's getting amazing results with our system, and getting them to help us create the success process and answer the question, what happens after the appointment? And if they can confidently help all of your other clients go through appointment to close, your clients will make a ton of money and you'll be able to hit your guarantees over and over and over again. So you're going to want to find that person and you're going to interview them on the entire process, follow-up process, the sales process, the mindset, everything. And again, you want to go into major detail. And if you want to take this to the next level, you even want to go into their office and record a live role play of leads getting scheduled and closed so that future clients can actually see a live walkthrough. So for example, I actually went into Dr. Jen and Dr. Brian's office and we recorded what a typical day looks like working with the Atlas digital system. So we would opt into the ads and they would get a lead and they would actually show what they would do after they got the lead. And we recorded this and essentially role played this entire scenario of what happens after the lead comes in. We recorded their team calling the leads. We recorded their team following up. We even recorded them updating the spreadsheet. So not only did we have a full masterclass breaking down exactly what they need to do in order to go from lead to close, but we also had a live walkthrough showing them in the flesh how to go from lead to close. And if you have the option, you even want to do additional interviews where you have them go through even more details like common objections, how to handle them, their scripts, their mindset, what separates them from everyone else. And what you're going to do is turn all of those videos into a mini course. You're going to have videos, PDFs, scripts, and here's the genius part. You're going to make it mandatory for all of your clients to go through this mini course before going live if they want to qualify for the guarantee. So now you've essentially forced your clients to go through this entire course, teaching them how to go from lead to close. And this is taught by someone already crushing it with your system. They have to do that before even going live if they want to qualify for the guarantee. So that's number 6. So to recap and to keep it really simple, you want to go find a really successful person in your niche, or ideally your highest, best, most successful client, and you want them to document the success process. What does it actually take to succeed with your system? You want to document everything. You want to ask them questions. You want to get the scripts. You want to get the process. You want to even go in person and do a live walkthrough, and you're going to turn all of that into a course that's mandatory for your clients to go through. At Atlas Digital, we called it Chiro University. All of the Chiros had to go through Chiro University if they wanted to qualify for the guarantee. And lastly, number 7, the hybrid agency model. This took our client results from really good to the fucking best in the Chiro space. Essentially, you want to be more than just an agency. And again, this is definitely more advanced, but this is what it takes if you want to hit those guarantees consistently and if you want to raise them and confidently be able to make those promises. We created both an agency and a coaching program. The coaching program had 3 core components: one-on-one coaching, group coaching, and a Facebook group. I don't know why it says course here. So group coaching, one-on-one coach, group coaching, and a Facebook group. Now, every single client met with Dr. Jen and Dr. Brian, who were our most successful clients, before going live. So they would literally speak to our most successful client so that they would prepare them on what it takes in order to actually succeed before ever going live. So think about that. A new chiropractor comes in. Before we turn on ads, they have to speak to our best client. Think about what sort of impact that's going to have on their results. And then whenever a client was struggling, we would make it mandatory for them to speak with Dr. Jen and Dr. Brian to work through what needed to improve in order for them to actually start getting results. So they had one-on-one support. They had essentially one kickoff call and then one-on-one coaching on an as-needed basis. And then they had group coaching. Every single week, we did group coaching on mindset. We did group coaching on sales. We even had a weekly call with staff members. So we would have a weekly call for the front desk staff to train them on follow-up, to train them on how to use our system, so on and so forth. And then on top of that, we had a Facebook group where we would host competitions, where we would go live. I would even go live in a Facebook group with over 100 chiropractors to share new strategies, to get them to communicate with each other and to get them to support one another. Because what ended up happening is that they all would come together to help each other win and have success all around our system. And this is really important, guys. I built an entire community and program where their only goal was to figure out how to succeed with my agency. So now I've got 100 chiropractors working together in a group setting, trying to figure out how do I make money with Joel's system. So obviously they all got better. Their mindsets improved. They got better at sales and they made more money with my system. So we had a weekly sales call, a weekly follow-up call, and a weekly Q&A call with all of our clients. And then we ended up adding a weekly mindset call. So we're doing 4 calls a week with our clients. We give them access to a one-on-one coach when they launch. We give them access to a one-on-one coach if they're really struggling. And we had a Facebook group where I would share additional resources. I would share different marketing tactics so they would also get value outside of the ads. I would go live, so on and so forth. All right, 2 bonuses for you guys. If a client is struggling, ask your highest performing client to help you out by connecting the struggling client with the highest performing client. You can pay them to do this. You can give them a Facebook ads credit. You can ask for a favor. I don't care. Just find a way. If you can literally connect your worst client with your best client, I promise you your worst client is going to be like, holy shit, I need to get better. They're going to see that difference. It's like if I connected you with one of my 100K a month agency students, at this point, we've had the 108 agencies hit 100K a month. We actually had one hit 100K a month yesterday. And if I connected you with them, you'd be like, shit, I'm not as good. I have a lot to improve. It's going to force you to take accountability. It's going to force you to be like, holy shit, I need to get better if I want to succeed with Joel's system. So, and by the way, bonus idea, you can even ask your client to do this call with your struggling client over Zoom, see if they're willing to record it. And now you can add this to the course. So you can have clients actually watch a support call where a struggling client met with your highest performing client, and you could have any new clients watch this coaching call before ever going live if they want to qualify for the guarantee. And lastly, bonus number 2, the success interview. Anytime you have a successful client, and anytime we have a successful client, we would interview them and we would turn them into mini masterclasses. And guess what? We would add those mini masterclasses into our course. This is why this is so important, because it creates something called the cool kid effect. Everyone wants to be like the agency owners hitting 100K a month that you guys see. You guys watch my YouTube podcast with some of my clients. You're like, oh, one day I want to be on that podcast with Joel talking about my journey to hitting 100K a month. It creates this effect where you want to be like the successful people. The problem is most agencies don't show the successful people to the rest of the clients. So what we would do is every single time we had a client that crushed it, we would actually go live in the Facebook group. We would record that training and we would also add it to the course. So now they're seeing this person succeeding in the community, and any new clients moving forward are going to be required to watch that client success interview before going live. And this does 2 important things. It makes your clients want to be like your successful clients, so they're going to follow the same actions that they took to get there. So if they say, hey, call the leads 10 times, then the client watching the success interview is going to call the lead 10 times. And the second thing, this is the most important thing, it creates belief that it's possible. If your clients actually believe that it's possible to make money, and there's so much evidence that that is the case, then they are going to take ownership. They're going to be like, well, the system works. I'm just not good. If you show a new client success interview every single week and you show success story after success story after success story after success story, then the 7th client on that roster, so 6 people crushed it, the 7th client is not crushing it, he's going to be like, well, maybe I'm the problem. Whereas if there's not any belief that it's possible to win with your system, as soon as things start to go downhill, they're going to blame you instead of taking ownership. So guys, those are the 7 frameworks. Obviously, there's a lot more. And with that in mind, I want to ask you guys a quick favor. Do you guys like this style of video? If so, definitely let me know in the comments. Literally write any word. I don't care. Drop any word in the comments. Let me know if you like it. And if I get 100 comments, I'll do more videos just like this one, really in depth. And if you can even give me some feedback on what you guys want more of, I will go ahead and over deliver for you guys and continue to give everything away for free. And last but not least, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. It helps a lot. It helps the channel. And we'll see you on the next video.